Hey guys, Federalist again. I cannot, for the life of me, believe Ed Rendell thought he was going to take on Wayne LaPierre. Who is this moron? And how does he keep getting elected in Pennsylvania, land of the bitter clingers? Remember those guys? Yeah, the ones that hang on to their Bibles and their guns and they're just, they're a wreck and whatever else. Why would you have any use for Ed Rendell? That's the same question I have for the people of Massachusetts. Why do you hang on to Barney Frank? Why? I don't know. Seems counterproductive. But it's just the same old song and dance. Every time somebody gets shot, we have to outlaw guns. We have to outlaw that kind of gun. It's just this constant erosion of freedom. And, if anybody will debate me on this, I don't know, but if you tear the Second Amendment out of the Constitution, you might as well shred the rest of it. Because without firearms, you have no way to assert your rights. You really are defenseless. If I go up to you and I have a gun and you don't, what rights do you really have? The ones I give you. That's what. And you all know this. That's why the Second Amendment is there, to assert your rights and to protect them. And Ed Rendell is just, he's a typical, I'm going to have a set of laws for me that apply to me, and I'm going to have a set of laws that apply to you. Okay? Ed Rendell is going to have bodyguards. Ed Rendell is going to have enough wealth to set himself apart. And you and I, well, we just don't. And we can fight amongst ourselves down here in the dirt while Ed Rendell rises above. I can't believe the Department of Homeland Security little memo that they threw out this week, calling people that like that like their rights, like the Second Amendment right, and people that exercise free speech, people that are federalists like me that believe that the states' rights are supreme over the federal government, returning military heroes. All these people are getting looked at like we're a bunch of kooks. What we're really saying is, hey, the federal government is too huge. It makes too many laws, doesn't enforce any of them, but it puts so many laws on the books that it keeps their lawyer friends really happy. And what I really believe is, I believe that they're really more interested in taking away and eroding freedoms and beating people down into a submissive form. And I'm sorry if I feel that way and you guys don't. Maybe you can put me right on this one. But what I see is a bunch of people who don't like private ownership of firearms. They have made no bones about their willingness to go after people's private property. They've really kind of made themselves kind of an enemy of anybody who loves freedom. And by freedom I mean the freedoms that I have given from God, not the freedoms granted to me by government like some representative to go after your freedoms. That's kind of BS. And what I really think is, because they like to make so many rules and really annoy people and take away people's freedoms, I believe they fear guns because, well, after all, you could assert your rights with a gun. I mean, if a lot of Americans got really upset that all of our rights were going away and that our government was making out of control decisions and seizing private property and doing all kinds of other crazy things, that we might all just stand up. And they can't have that, so they're going to use every emergency they can to erode every law, every freedom that you have regarding your own gun ownership and private property rights. They're going to erode all that until you have no rights. And then they'll just be able to run you over. And they don't have to worry about bloodshed because they're going to need a bunch of, they're going to need a bunch of people to work the potato fields. We can be just like the Soviet Union. No guns, no freedom, can't even leave your own country. Wouldn't that be great? And I love how Obama is pulling up this, this Nazi Hitler youth move with 250,000 civil AmeriCorps volunteer action. Perhaps he thinks that we're too stupid to, to remember that, Hitler did that, and it wasn't really great for the people. I don't know. In the end, I really believe in my heart that this is going to turn out badly. He's going to get all these crazy kids, these 18 to 25-year-old idealists who haven't even been in the world really that long, and he's going to throw a 3-month training course on them about how to, calm insurrection, and he's going to end up trying to throw those kids against the the disaffected Americans who are getting their freedoms trampled. He's gonna, if there was ever an uprising the brown shirts, would come out, and that would be what he would throw against a force of people like the Second Amendment crowd, the returning American veterans, the people who like life, like the pro-lifers, the people who like the libertarians, like the Ron Paul crowd, all those people that were described as possible right-wing extremists by, by our illustrious Department of Homeland Security Secretary Jan Napolitano. Maybe I'm crazy, call me a black helicopter crowd type of guy, but I don't know. There's just no real answers. And this Ed Rendell guy, I can't believe what he just said. I mean, I'm sitting here watching this going, Ed, shut up. Wayne LaPierre knows guns like you don't know anything that well. Yeah, I'm sorry. You don't get to argue as a neophyte with Wayne. He's the man. I mean, come on, get real. I don't know. You guys just, I don't know.